Sean Strickland is sounding off on Pereira vs Ankalaev 2, and his take might surprise you. Plus, Chael Sonnen weighs in on a potential super fight between Islam Makhachev and Shavkat Rakhmonov, and we're diving into Khabib's private concerns about Islam's jump to welterweight. Add in fresh insights from Merab Dvalishvili and all the latest UFC updates. You don't want to miss this. Let's get into it. Sean Strickland recently shared his take on the highly anticipated rematch between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev, and his insights carry serious weight. Why? Because Strickland is one of the few fighters who's gone rounds with both of them. According to Sean, Pereira has everything he needs to win if he gets back to business. Strickland didn't hold back. He said Alex needs to put the world tours on pause, cut out the distractions, and lock in at the gym. The skills are there, but now it's about sharpening them with serious training instead of walking red carpets and doing international press. And honestly, Strickland has a point. Their first fight was tight despite the outcome. Pereira's takedown defense stunned everyone. He stuffed every single attempt from Ankalaev, but where Pereira slipped wasn't technical, it was mental. He didn't bring that usual fire. Instead of pressing forward, he spent most of the fight backing up, waiting for the perfect shot. That hesitation gave Ankalaev the edge. Still, you can't take anything away from Ankalaev's game plan. It was calculated and effective, neutralizing Pereira across all 5 rounds. Now the question is, will we see the cold, focused assassin who knocked out Adesanya and Prochazka, or has fame softened Pereira's edge? Strickland went even deeper, saying, Alex is a superstar now. Everywhere he goes, people recognize him. That kind of attention wears on you. Meanwhile, Ankalaev is like a ghost. Dude probably lives in a cave somewhere and just trains. No distractions, no spotlight. That gives him an edge mentally. If Pereira takes a step back, clears his head, and dials in, Strickland believes he can absolutely win. Chael Sonnen recently gave his thoughts on a fight that hasn't happened yet, but might shake the UFC to its core. Islam Makhachev versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. First off, the stakes would be huge. You've got 2 of the most dominant, well-rounded fighters in the game. Islam brings relentless pressure and elite grappling. Shavkat, calm, calculated, and deadly with his striking. Beyond the cage, the fan support would be insane. Islam is a hero in Dagestan, and Shavkat has all of Kazakhstan behind him. Add in Russia and Central Asia, and this fight becomes a regional mega event. Stylistically, it's a perfect clash. Pace versus pressure, grappling versus striking, endurance versus precision. Sonnen said it best. Every second of that fight would be a mystery. Who wins the clinch? Who controls the cage? Who lands the bigger shots? We wouldn't know until it happens, and that's what makes it so compelling. But Sonnen also pointed out a risk. If the UFC books Shavkat versus Bilal first and Shavkat loses, we might never get the Islam fight. And since Islam versus Bilal doesn't seem likely anymore, this could be a once-in-a-moment opportunity. In a recent podcast, Islam Makhachev's teammate Josh Thompson let slip some private messages from none other than Khabib Nurmagomedov, and it turns out Khabib's not entirely confident about Islam's next move. Islam's jump to welterweight to face Jack Della Maddalena seems logical on paper. But Khabib, he thinks it's going to be Islam's toughest fight yet. And here's the thing, Khabib never moved up to 170 either, even though fans wanted it. Part of that was timing and personal tragedy, but part of it may have been strategy. Back when Kamaru Usman ruled the division, Team Khabib didn't seem in a rush to challenge a dominant wrestler. But now, with a striker at the top, the opportunity looks more appealing. Still, Khabib's caution says a lot. JDM is explosive, hard to hold down, and physically big. Islam may have the tools, but this isn't a walk in the park. Khabib's words, this is the hardest fight Islam's ever had. Jack is dangerous. His takedown defense isn't great, but he gets back up fast. He's strong, he's big, and Islam has to be 100% to beat him. Merab Dvalishvili also spoke up about his upcoming rematch with Sean O'Malley, and he's expecting a different kind of fight this time. In their first meeting, O'Malley spent too much time waiting and reacting. That allowed Merab to set the pace, clinch up, and grind him down. But Merab doesn't think the champ will make the same mistake twice. He expects a more aggressive O'Malley in the rematch, someone who will come forward early, take the center, and throw with confidence. Still, Merab's not worried. His pressure-heavy game has broken plenty of fighters, and he's confident it'll do the same again. I think he'll attack more this time. He hurt me with a body kick in the 5th round last time. Maybe he'll go for that earlier now, but I'm ready. I think I'll drown him again. Let's catch you up on the latest updates coming out of the UFC world. First up, we've got a new matchup on the horizon. According to a recent report by Korean MMA, a welterweight showdown is in the works for June 21st in Azerbaijan. UFC newcomer Ko will make his official promotional debut after earning a contract with a win over Igor Cavalcanti on Dana White's Contender Series. Across from him in the cage will be Elliott, who's coming off an impressive TKO victory against Basil Hafez in his last bout. Interestingly, these two weren't originally scheduled to face each other. Ko was initially booked to fight Billy Ray Goff, while Elliott was set to go up against Ramiz Brahimaj. Now that plans have shifted, Goff and Brahimaj will instead square off at UFC Vegas 107 on May 31st, as reported by Garrett Kerman. Brahimaj enters that matchup with momentum, having secured a stoppage win over Mickey Gall back in November. He's gone 3-2 in his last 5 appearances. Goff, on the other hand, hasn't stepped into the octagon since suffering a decision loss to Trey Waters in May 2024, a defeat that ended his 7-fight win streak. In other news, featherweight veteran Dan Ige is back in training following his TKO win over Sean Woodson in April. He's preparing for what will be his 20th UFC bout. Known for taking on all comers, Ige posted a message that reads like a mission statement: never back down from a challenge, always one punch away from greatness. The big question now is, who should he fight next? Lastly, there's been some confusion around the status of Alex Kacharev, also known as Bruce Leroy. Rumors swirled recently that he had been released by the UFC, but Kacharev shut those down during an interview with MMA Jefe. He clarified that his contract has simply ended, and while he hasn't signed a new one yet, the plan is still to return to the octagon. A lot of people are spreading false information saying I've been cut. That's not true. My contract just expired. We're waiting for the next one to be finalized. Caceres explained, they've said they want to re-sign me. We're just looking for the right matchup. In the meantime, I've got the freedom to explore options, but I'm still technically on the UFC roster. Who would you like to see Bruce Leroy square off against next?
A lot of people are speculating and spreading a lot of false information. They're saying that I'm cut from the UFC.
Okay.
It's not the case.
No.
My contract just finished.
Okay.
So we haven't re-signed the next contract yet.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for them to re-sign the next contract. They said we're gonna re-sign. We're just waiting for, I guess, the right opponent to re-sign with. And so at the moment, they said that I can go and do whatever I want since I'm a free agent, but I'm still on the roster with the UFC. I have not been cut.
That wraps up today's rundown from House of MMA. From Strickland's blunt warning to Pereira, to the rumblings of Islam versus Shavkat shaking the division, it's clear the MMA world never sleeps. Who do you have in these matchups? Drop your picks and thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a beat. Until next time, stay sharp, stay savage, and keep it locked right here on House of MMA.